So what happened was before my mother got sick, okay? So she was prescribed the wrong medication, and it busted her gallbladder. And before that, like a year before that, I gave up on life. I asked her not to sell the car. I had to give up the Jeep because that was emotional for me. Plus, they're cranking algos nonstop. This is like Michigan FBI assholes. And the guy asked me to get him drugs at work. He was setting me up to die. Right? And my mom told me what car I was going to buy, where I was going to buy it, and who I was going to buy it from. And I was a 55-year-old man who just got raped down in Florida through an algorithm that people think is funny or whatever, man. And then I went back to Michigan, obviously. Moved in with my parents. I'm a 55-year-old man. I got to go buy a car. And I wasn't allowed to go buy a car at my mom's place, which it's my mom and her, her husband's place. But that's how I came up, Jack. And at that point in time, in that moment in time, I became a robot. And it wasn't like I was doing a lot of party or whatever, but I caught a case of the fuckers. I gave up. I remember specifically, I gave up on life. I gave up. I said, I'm going to die. If I OD, I don't care. I remember this specifically. And that's when I gave up. And I was driving for Dolphin. And that was it. And then St. Patty's came around. And I showed up because I had to get that guy some coke. He was a fakeologist. You know, his hand was shaking when he was reaching for his pistol too. Don't ever forget that. And I had given up on life. You know, I was going through the motions, but in my mind, I gave up. St. Patty's came around. And I got, drunk-tarded and fuckered up. And I showed up. I was grounded. I couldn't roll out. He goes, we'll check on you in a few hours. You can't roll out. And I sat there for my 4 hours, and it was COVID, 2020. And I left, and I never came back. And I said, I'm going to use COVID as an opportunity to change my life. And I did. You understand? I did. Just like that ceremonial magic ceremony that we went through. And I got married. There is no money. I already know that. I don't need money. And I don't want money. And I don't care about money. Women care about money. I care about fat burger, coffee, salad, and peeled fruit. I'm not kidding. I got fuckered up last night, but not really that bad. I had a burger last night too, man. Because it was relief, man. What my guy told me, man. It's a relief, man. I feel so much better, and I'm ready to get back to work, man. I'm ready, man. I want to work. But I'm not going to do linoleum blown apart. I'm going to do LA 44. Work on it. Slow boy whiteboard style. And when I get my gift, then I start linoleum blown apart right away. But until then, I'm just going to work on LA 44 until it's up and running. That's a plan. I worked on Linoleum Blown Apart for 2 years, man. I got the whole thing down. I did it all on video. You can't make it without me. You can't. I'm a production coordinator. I'll be in everything, man. Right? But I'll never forget, because I knew about the algos and I knew what my wife pulled. And by the way, someone right here pulled it on my sister. Didn't they? When she was getting a divorce. Oh, cranking the algos a little bit, huh? And some local Michigan corrupt FBI was doing it at my house. Yeah, you were. Yeah, man, I don't appreciate it. That's what I said, man. Do or die. Like, let's go all the way, man. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm not a dangerous person, man. I don't have any record of that whatsoever. That second domestic, well, was a total setup for my behavior. They took away my rights to own a gun. Guess what, asshole? I don't carry a gun. I don't give a shit. I'm not an outlaw. I'm an immersive journalist. And you have to stay nonpartisan. But of course, you're going to have your favorite. Believe it or not, I love Gavin Newsom. I just do, man. That guy's going to the White House. There is no doubt. I want to see him and get that ass. What's that guy? Man, who's that guy from 30 Rock? Alec Baldwin? Get his ass out of a fucking lazy chair, that guy. But I gave up on life, and I'll never forget it. And when COVID hit, that was my renewal of life. Then my mom got sick, and I got to spend like 2 months with me and Anthony, and I loved it. It was the best time of my life, being with Anthony. I love him, right? So I talked to Sherry, and that's it. I don't have to talk to anybody else. And I don't even have to talk to her. I leave her a message or send an email. She don't even have to answer. I don't give a shit. Giving up on life like I did in Michigan, I know the feeling. Right now I got a case of the fuck-its. I'm not going to fuck up. And I'm not going to obviously do a bunch of drugs and all that shit. I am, whatever. But it's different. It's a different feeling. And I have, when a person has purpose, this is what I'm trying to tell you, man. When a person has purpose, it's like, nothing is in your way. You could either go around it or you might kick it out of the way, but you ain't out to hurt nobody. I behaved like my father, and I believe the prosecutor came after me, and that was her crew. The person who was supposed to be on my side. They put me in the system as an African-American female. That's what they did. That's pretty nasty business. But hey, right? That's all right. I told you before, anything can be forgiven. Give a shit. Life moves forward. I wasn't in love with my wife. You can't be in love with somebody when you're looking at them and they're all squirrely. You know they don't love you. You know it. Everybody knows it, man. Everybody knows it. Right? So I don't care, man. I'm just going to keep going. Try not to go broke, man. Try like hell not to go broke. I don't need a lot, but you can't kick me out of Amazon when my books are on there, my writing is on there. I'm kicked out of everywhere, man. I'm done. I'm sunk, man. I'm at the bottom, so, I just don't want to become one of the bottom feeders.